punish anyone who blocks my path.
The blood that flows through her veins is special, and extremely dangerous. If showing pity would put my allies in danger, I will not hesitate.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Let's Play Fire Emblem Three Houses. We are, in theory, almost done. We'll go ahead and finish out. Actually, it looks like Yuri's the only one that has anything left. She's going to be completely maxed out once we get Yuri. We'll go and get Constance out of the way. I'm really not a big fan of Constance, if you can't tell. I think I'm being pretty clear about it.
Delicious, is it not?
Oh, that's right. They have their whole weird eating thing.
There is little that can rival the taste of a freshly caught fish grilled to perfection over an open flame. I prefer mine with a pinch of salt.
Wow, that's cooking?
Look at you, eating regular food like the rest of us regular folk.
It's only temporary. A fish from the river is a coin saved at the marketplace. My project will require every bit of gold I can spare.
Oh, really? What are you working on?
Plus, there's a war going on. We've all got to save money however we can.
Constance, what is that shabby meal you're eating with such lowly company?
Once again, I have to stop and be like, these are like the ranking generals of the army.
I suppose after all that's happened, she's given up on regaining her noble title. Probably for the best. How dare you!
Would you two mind your own business? We're just trying to eat in peace.
Did you hear that? It sounds like a stray cat is screeching.
What is this high school level ridiculousness?
Oh dear, she's not using any silverware to speak of. She's just eating with her paws.
Can we go back to people being, like, terrified of Hoppy?
I'd expect that from a commoner, but Constance seems to be doing the same thing. How humiliating.
Seriously, this is such a letdown of a rank A interaction.
Oh, we're so vicious. Beating up on poor, pathetic Constance after all of her setbacks.
You don't even have a name!
What are you laughing at?
I mean, this is inside Constance. She's not going to back down.
Pardon my outburst, but I couldn't help myself after your ridiculous conversation.
Why is the, like, going into battle theme playing over this?
How I eat my fish has nothing to do with my status. In fact, I shall vow one thing now. When House Nouvelle is restored, I shall bite into a whole fish thrice weekly.
Pardon?
Moreover, Happy is a dear friend. I won't permit you to call her a stray
Okay, at least
cat or
Constance is a
anything so
decent person.
insulting. We shall continue to remain steadfast friends, even after my title is restored.
And how soon do you expect that to happen?
We both know that if she carries on with such disgraceful behavior, she won't restore her house anytime soon.
Aren't you guys for the, like, your houses are being destroyed by Edelgard? What are you even talking about?
Well, for the upper class, those two seemed rather classless.
I am liking how Constance is reacting to this, though.
What just happened?
Oh, I knew them of old. They were callow noble women from the School of Sorcery.
No, I mean, you said that I'm a dear friend. Did you really mean that?
Huh? Oh, one says all sorts of things when one feels like being cruel. But yes, I really meant that.
Aw. I like her sweat drop in her picture.
Even when I am a noble once more, I expect you to keep me company well into my dotage.
Of course, Coco. Won't be easy getting rid of me.
That seemed a little phoned in, but I still liked it. Is that weird? Am I allowed to do that?
Why did you bring me here? It's so isolated.
Well, yeah, that's a little intimidating to be dragged out into the middle of nowhere.
That would be the point.
Yikes. See you around, B.
Hang on a second. Out here, in a place like this, you should be free to sigh, yeah?
But monsters will come regardless.
What do you mean by that?
I just thought it would do you well to cut loose and sigh to your heart's content.
I don't think you quite grasp the gravity of the situation.
Really? You found a nice quiet place where you could annoy me without putting bystanders at risk?
Why does this always happen? That's not what I meant. This is me doing something nice for you.
Alphys, you were so bad at this.
You said before that you can't ever relax because you're worried about endangering others. A lot's been going on recently, so let her rip already. Sigh until you can sigh no more.
And you're just gonna beat up all the monsters that come?
That's nice of you. A chance to relax and sigh as I please. Sounds good. But what do we do about the monsters?
I mean, depending on what shows up, Alphys might be able to. He is kind of a beast.
What do you think? A monster shows up, I punch it in the nose. Done deal.
By yourself?
I'm never alone, pal. These two fists are always by my side, and they never let me down.
Oh my god, Balthus, you are such a cad.
Oh, right.
It doesn't have to be here if you have performance anxiety, but anytime you accidentally call a monster, just holler and I'll punch it to next Tuesday.
That seems a little bit weird. You basically, like, use a bird whistle and then, like, punch the bird when it shows up. Like, you called it.
In fact, maybe it's best if you just stick by my side from now on.
You're shitting on everybody.
Do that and you're free to sigh whenever the urge strikes.
Why would I have to stay by your side?
Not a lot of people in this world can knock out a beast without breaking a sweat. I'm one of them. And since I'm always on the run from bounty hunters, I'm an exceptionally light sleeper.
Oh my god. Like, this is ridiculous, but I like it. I think that's the second time I've said this episode.
You expect me to sleep by your side too?
Ooh, this may be my best idea yet. If I'm always with a monster summoner, fewer people will come after my bounty. This is brilliant.
You never change, Bee.
Oh, I mean, do you expect him to?
You're so predictable. All right, have fun.
I like to actually put the sigh in the quote.
Fun? That's an odd thing to do.
I thought those were what showed up.
Monsters, they're everywhere. This is gonna be a blast.
It's hard not to like that dummy.
Don't get too attached. I'm still not sure if it's you or Petra. I'm actually leaning Hoppy at this point. I do really like them both. Alright, Yuri doesn't have anyone. We do need to work on him with Dorothea. He also has not actually maxed out any of his friends. But I am really, like, Dorothea, I can't remember if I actually finished him off with her. I think I might have. Alright. Rank C with Sedith, let's go. I like cleaning and doing chores.
Hey, Sedith, I got a delivery for you.
Thank you, Cyril. Would you mind waiting just a moment for me to confirm the contents?
Sure thing.
All seems to be accounted for.
Who sends a letter? Oh, I guess it's a delivery.
I lack the time to handle tasks of this kind myself. I appreciate you making the effort. Is there anything I can assist you with? Do you have any
It's a
concerns?
formal conversation, but I guess it is a rank C.
Concerns? Nah, I'm happy just working for Lady Rhea. I got a way better life now than I ever did before.
If your better life is this frugal, I have to wonder what your previous experience was like. It must not have been easy before you came to us. But you should know that is in the past now. You are young. You should be enjoying life. Do not allow your past to overshadow that. Is there nothing you desire? We will support you in any way we can.
Really, there's nothing. Except... Nah, it's okay.
Oh, come on, spit it out.
Except...
There's no reason not to.
I don't got anywhere else to go, and I just want to be able to stay here forever. This place Lady Rhea gave me, it's the only place I know to call home.
I will keep that in mind.
Aw, that actually seems genuine.
Well, I got work to do. Excuse me.
Of course. I apologize for delaying you.
Yeah, that was a whole bunch of nothing, but again, I'm not surprised it's a whole bunch of nothing because, like, like that was a rank C conversation. You don't expect that to be a lot.
Brother!
Flame, is something the matter?
Oh, this is after, like, you know, you're not letting me have friends.
I thought I made it clear that I do not want you meddling in the affairs of me and my friends.
I am not quite sure what you are referring to, but I promise you I would never try to stand in your way.
I mean, that's not true.
It has come to my attention that you have been running about asking people what they think of me. Asking everyone.
Well, of course I have. It took me quite some time. But for you, it was well worth the effort. I was able to confirm that you are getting along well with everyone. It was very reassuring.
Oh my god, said it.
I cannot emphasize enough how embarrassed I was when I found out. And you have caused such a stir for those whom you questioned. Why, one person even said he feared for his life when you cornered him in the dining hall.
The dining hall? Ah, I know the fellow you are referring to. Yes, I've seen the way he looks at you.
God damn it, said it.
I recognized in an instant that he had impure feelings for you. As your brother, I took it upon myself to test his resolve.
Okay, there's only two of you in this room. You don't have to keep up the brother-sister thing here.
I merely asked him if he was prepared to lay his life on the line for my beloved sister.
He is nothing more than a friend. Kindly keep out of my social business in the future.
I am happy to see that you are making friends, but you should weigh your options more carefully.
Who I befriend is absolutely none of your business. Do you know what they call people like you? Overprotective meddlers.
Oh my gosh, that's stern language coming out of Flame.
I am no longer a child. Are you incapable of trusting me, even a little?
Of course I trust you, but as an elder brother, I have a certain responsibility.
As my brother?
Obviously.
Oh, never mind it. If you'll excuse me.
What is that line about? That was weird as anything. Not a fan of that. Okay, and we're now to the Catherine Spectacular. Rank C with Linhart.
Catherine, Thunderbrand, I'm here to see it.
That is not the way you approach Catherine.
Well, that came out of the blue.
I wish for you to show me Thunderbrand so I may better understand the relic before I attempt to use it.
Wait, what?
You want to use Thunderbrand. Is this a joke?
By no means. My research demands this next step.
Oh my gosh, I kind of want to see this through, but I also don't know that I have time, because this is a rank C, and we're late in the game.
Have you paid any attention to your training? If you use a hero's relic that doesn't match your crest, you'll become a demonic beast.
I am well aware of what became of Miquelon Gautier.
So obviously this wouldn't trigger until after that.
It is true that those lacking a crest are easily turned into demonic beasts when attempting to use any relic. However, research indicates that if you have a crest, even if the relic is not compatible, it's less likely that you will be transformed against...
Less likely is not very reassuring, my friend.
Less likely doesn't mean impossible. I won't let you take such a dangerous gamble.
There's no recorded example of a transformation occurring after a single use of a relic. One attempt is barely a gamble.
What are you trying to use it for?
So, as a man of science, let me use it just once.
Nope, never.
Let's say you're right and I do become a demonic beast. What of it? I'm the only one who will be inconvenienced. And I've already made preparations to be subdued should that occur. I fail to see
What
your
preparations exactly?
You're a fool. Don't talk about the hero's relics like they're toys to play with.
problem. Fine then, forget I asked. There is no persuading you when you're angry. Let us resume this conversation another time.
If you come back another time, you'll find my position hasn't changed.
That's a weird, like, why would she even put up with that, like, for a second? It makes no sense. Alright, rank B with Caspar.
Hey, Caspar. You look more troubled than usual.
Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about the last time we talked.
I don't actually remember what that was.
I really admire your strength, and I want to be like you on the battlefield. But I don't agree with your idea of justice.
Oh wow, I really don't remember this.
If that's the case, is it bad for me to look up to you? I'm not sure how to feel anymore.
I can't answer that. You'll need to find the answer on your own. I can offer one piece of advice, however.
Sure, anything will help.
When I told you I would cut down children with no hesitation, you looked disgusted.
Well, deservedly so.
I take it that's the part you're struggling to accept?
Pretty much. I don't think I'd be able to do it, even if that meant disobeying orders.
Well, what if the children had their own weapons? What if they were trying to kill you?
Well, maybe if it was in self-defense, but even that...
What if the children were killing each other? Let's say their families had been slaughtered and they sought revenge.
Well, there's a lot of what ifs here.
How would you stop the killing? Who would you strike down?
I don't know. I'd have to see what's going on for myself, but even then,
When you witness these horrors in person, it's no easier to decide. In fact, the decision is harder. Choosing to end or spare a life, whether to save someone or abandon them, these choices are always difficult.
Having to choose between life and death.
You have a strong sense of justice. You have clearly defined ideals.
Which is good.
But that's not an asset on the battlefield. Ideals slow you down. They cause inner conflict. Making decisions in the spur of the moment, you can't hope to be perfectly fair and just.
Okay, that's an actually really good point.
That's why I choose to fight for Lady Rhea's justice. The justice of the Church of Seros.
That's going to be a decision that'll come back to bite you. Just saying.
But what about when Lady Rhea's ideals don't really line up with yours? Then what?
Not possible. Lady Rhea's ideals are my ideals. There's no conflict between them, because that's what I've decided. Do you see?
I don't get it. You can't possibly agree on everything.
I have faltered in the past.
That's what I'm talking about. How can you blindly trust some other person's
Well,
sense of
Caspar's asking the
justice?
hard-hitting questions, and I am here for it.
Not a person. The goddess. I cared about someone, and they were branded a criminal. That's when I started down this path. I didn't know whether to turn a blind eye or mete out punishment.
What did you do?
I couldn't decide, so I looked to the goddess for guidance.
I mean, that makes sense if you're very religious.
Since then, I have devoted myself completely to the goddess. I surrender myself wholly to her will. So think carefully, Caspar. To what will you devote your sword and your heart?
I mean, he has fists, but... That's actually a really... I really, really, really appreciate that. That was amazing. Alright, and Eloise. The last Catherine once accidentally did Leone's. Whoops.
You know, Catherine, you really saved my hide. If not for you, I would have bought that phony coin. So I just wanted to say, money thanks.
God damn it!
I can't begin to express my gratitude.
There's no need to thank me, Eloise. It was nothing.
I'm not sure that puns are forms of
But I
thanks.
am a little worried about you. You just immediately believed what he was saying. You're way too trusting. I wish you'd be a little more skeptical about people, that's all.
Yes, you make a good point. I'll try to be more cautious from now on.
Excuse me, sir. I'm terribly sorry to interrupt.
Good day, ma'am. Do you need something?
I have to wonder if it's going to be... which way this is going to go.
I'm afraid so. You see, I'm a humble traveler, and a pickpocket stole all my money. I don't have enough to get home, and I have nowhere to sleep tonight. Please, sir, spare a little money to help me.
Wow, that's...
Oh, I'm so sorry about your troubles. I don't have much on me, but here.
Eloise, no, not so fast! You there, traveler. Tell me your name. I'd like to take an official statement from you so that we can investigate this theft. Once we ascertain exactly what happened, then we will lend you some money. How does that sound? And she's gone.
interesting.
What? You don't mean she was trying to...
Yes, she was. It's a common trick for cheats to pull. They pluck at your heartstrings so that you'll give them your money.
Yeah, I kind of figured it would be another Aloysius too gullible moment, but wow.
You just said you'd be more careful, too. You really are an easy mark, Alois.
How embarrassing.
Why are you so quick to trust people?
I've always believed that to earn others' trust, you have to be trusting.
You're taking that philosophy a bit too far.
Oh, Alois is such a good, dumb person. Okay, so the only one left is,
It
Cethra.
hasn't sunk in yet. They slaughtered the boar. I can hardly believe it. I thought he was alive all this time. He must have really hated Edelgard to lead such an ill-advised assault. No point in feeling sorry for the poor scoundrel now.
Fort Mercius is old and strong. Its reputation for durability is equal to that of Aryan Road.
Okay, I saved your life. Aren't you gonna talk about that?
Are you certain your plan is sufficient? It seems to be a little simplistic. I suppose I must take you at your word, mustn't I? Incidentally, have you heard any news of Claude? I, for one, have a hard time believing he is dead. He was always a clever and tenacious sort.
Yeah, absolutely nothing about the fact that I saved your life. I'm going through extra dialogue because of you, sir.
Hey, Professor. Fort Mercius is next, huh? Ah, the memories.
Oh, when were you there?
It's a huge stronghold in my father's domain. The town's completely surrounded by high walls. I used to run around there when I was a kid. Way back when a fortress was just a playground for me. Yeah, those were the days.
I mean, it's gonna be our playground again, my friend. Don't you doubt it. Huh. Is there no one in the classrooms? Well, this was an incorrect way to go. There's somebody out here.
Okay.
I was like, is that the cat? Did I talk to the cat?
Edelgard, Dimitri, Claude, all the house leaders from way back when, assembled again at Gronder. I wonder what their thoughts were as they headed out to the battlefield.
I wish the professor were here. They would have won if I was.
So, you see. You know, Professor, laying siege to a keep is like asking a girl out on a
You
date.
think everything is like that?
First, you get past her defenses, then you make your move. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I'm a seasoned veteran at this kind of thing. Girls, I mean. I've never actually, you know, captured any keeps. Anyway, you know more about tactics than me, so I don't know why I'm offering you advice.
I was wondering that too. He just wants to chat me up. Like that's I figured out that's it, that's this whole thing. Oh, I said yeah, I was wondering who was standing out here.
If Claude somehow survived, I imagine he's terribly wounded.
Why?
All three forces have suffered heavy losses. We're incredibly lucky to have not been involved.
Everyone has a unique thing to say at this
This is a
point.
perfect and unique opportunity to go on the offense. Now is the time to prove ourselves, Professor. Right.
Hi there.
Hi. And Bernie. I always forget which room Bernie's in.
It's always so peaceful coming back here. But it's hard to relax knowing we have to go out on another expedition again so soon.
Wah.
And assaulting that huge keep. That sounds hard. Oh, really hard. Don't you think it'll be hard? Of course you'd say that. Why'd I even ask?
I mean, we've gotten through every battle so far. Plus, I've already captured this keep at least twice. No one in here. Oh wait, I also have to fertilize. What else we got?
I think
Therefore you are?
you're quite a tactician. Disguising ourselves as enemy soldiers to sneak in undetected. A stroke of brilliance. In a frontal attack, our losses would be tremendous. With this strategy, we can really
Oh my God.
snatch victory from the jaws of deceit. Yes, with you leading our fighters, I've no doubt the Empire will suffer an embarrassing deceit. Get it? Deceit again?
God damn it. If it doesn't work the first time, just keep telling it. That's Alois in a nutshell.
A moment. I've come to deliver vegetables we harvested in the village to the monastery's dining hall.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Because of the season, I couldn't really pick that much. But I wanted to help the church out, even just a little bit.
We appreciate it.
We're busily planting seeds, so when things start to grow, I'll be back.
I've heard Dedue's passed on, just like His Highness.
Yeah, that's gotta be rough for you Kingdomites.
That's true. I did hear that his body was never found.
I think he shows up later.
If somehow he's still alive, I hope we'll meet again.
I have excitement in my heart for secret tactics. I enjoy attacks that are surprising. Yes, hunting is doing surprise attacks on prey. Surprise attacks are safe with friends. Fewer injuries.
Yeah, injuries suck. Let's avoid them. And cause them. Who wants a fishy, fishy, fishy? You wanted a fishy, fishy, fishy.
Professor,
I'm so like
face-to-face
intelligent.
with those whom I went to school with. On the field of battle. How inhuman war is. How horrifying. My heart feels shattered. It is my hope that this war marks the end of such foolish behavior.
I mean, I'll certainly not cause any of it. Of that, you can be sure. Oh, that's right. I was supposed to get this last time. Whoops.
According to information we've received from the Eastern Church, the Alliance territories seem to be experiencing intense upheaval, and their leaders' well-being is still unclear, and the Lords are all questioning each other's intentions.
Well, I mean, that's not surprising.
It seems like a difficult time to ask the Alliance for assistance.
Under your leadership, we can win any battle, no matter the odds.
Darn right, unless the game designers screw up.
That's what everyone's saying, anyway. Hope you can keep up with our expectations, Professor. Not possible.
Oh, I thought that was,
Professor, they tell me my father died at Gronder.
yeah, I thought that was him over there, and I was like, whoa, that's surprising.
Was that really a fitting end for one such as him? I don't know. I just don't know.
Sorry?
Teacher. Dimitri, the late Prince of Fargus. He despised the Empire with all his heart. He should not have tried leading an army while his emotions were holding him captive.
Yep, leaders are people.
True enough, but I suspect the reason he died is that he could not keep his emotions in check. I see. You are saying you met with Dimitri.
I mean, maybe.
But you could not tell if it was reality or a dream. I wonder what that could mean.
I'm also very concerned and confused and curious about it.
Professor?
Nothing to report?
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to
Oh,
report.
I don't want to look at your crotch, sir.
Is it true that we'll be assaulting Fort Mercius next? That doesn't sound like the brightest idea. I've heard that it's built to withstand an attack from even the largest of armies. And not to tell you how to do your job, but don't do it. I'm not ready to say my final goodbyes to everyone.
Yay! Thanks!
A class reunion on the battlefield? That's bleak. That must have been so hard on everyone.
Well, thankfully, almost none of them were there.
You gotta keep looking after them all. I mean, they still look to you for guidance, you know?
Alright, come up
Professor?
this side. We're close to done, but not quite there yet.
I never used to care whether I lived or died.
Well, I'm glad you got over that. That's a terrible way to think.
But when I think of all those who died at Gronder, I realize how precious life truly is. I'm ashamed of how arrogant I was to think that death could mean so little.
Could be. I only know what little I overheard. But what I did hear implied that the Empire was involved in the tragedy of Dusker.
Well, not really the Empire, the Slitherers, but kind of close because they're allied.
If it's true, that may explain why His Highness chose to fight the Empire. Perhaps I should have fought alongside His Highness. No, not anymore. I am where I belong. Those of us still on this plane of existence will carry the torch. The inhumane actions of the Empire must not be repeated.
Oh, they won't be. Trust me on that.
Hello.
Hi.
Wow. I hardly recognize everyone. Their faces have changed so much. More experience in the eyes, and more pain. I'm glad that they're stronger, but I hate to think they've all become hardened killers.
I mean, that's what war does to you, unfortunately.
Look after them, okay? Try to keep them on the straight and narrow.
Hey, I could use a hand.
Alright, gotta find an herb. Gotta talk to Linhardt.
I'm rather curious to see what stratagem we'll devise to capture the fortress. You know Fort Mercius's nickname, I assume. The stubborn old general?
No, that's just the defender.
But there must be one or two gaps in its defenses.
Hello.
Hi! Okay, just this person up here.
Doesn't matter how sturdy the keep. If the commander defending it is incompetent, it can fall as easy as anything.
That's very true.
That's what they say, at least. I wonder if that applies to Fort Mercius.
I mean, yes.
All I know is, if I was the Emperor, I'd never in a million years assign an incompetent commander to a fort as important as that one.
Well, thanks for the boost of confidence, you jerk.
Professor.
Anyone in here? I was gonna say, I didn't think I'd come to this hall yet.
After that great battle earlier, the balance of power in Fodlan has shifted greatly. But we only stood a chance because we drove the Empire from the Great Bridge of Myrden. To get revenge for all our fallen friends, we'll have to stake our lives on the fight that lies before us.
Oh, and we will. Specifically you guys. Okay, no one down here. Oh, I missed Raphael. I wonder why he wasn't in the dining hall, actually. I was like, that's weird. Raphael's not in the dining hall. Are you just outside? This happens sometimes where there's a character that's supposed to be in the dining hall that I can't... How'd I miss you?
You know when you work your muscles and they start screaming? That means you gotta be nice to them. If your muscles are hungry, you gotta feed them. And let them rest when they're tired. Of course! If my muscles hurt, then I hurt. If they're hungry, well then I'm hungry too. What's with the confused face, Professor? You look like you don't get a word I'm saying.
Okay, and there are 2 people in the cathedral. I will have to have people sing, but I don't know who it is yet.
Oh, Goddess, hear my prayer. Please bless the deceased with peace everlasting, and may his soul rest in tranquility.
Oh?
You know, I used to see him praying quite often when I would come to the cathedral at night. I wonder who it was he prayed for back then.
Professor, I heard that a staggering number of people lost their lives in the battle at Gronder.
Yeah, it was a massive 3-way skirmish.
And here we are, preparing for the next battle as if nothing happened the day before. It's almost easier to think about war as theater,
With the stage, an entire continent.
They do call it the theater of war, right?
Something like that. If an accident happens on stage, the next day's performance must be unaffected. Everyone just pretends like everything is fine, focusing on their role in the play.
I always liked that conversation with her. I didn't like it. It's tragic, but it was very poignant. Good, you're down here, so I can just move out immediately.
It sounds like the battle at Gronder Field was pretty gruesome.
My God, is that all you people talk about? No, I get it. Of course, it's gonna be on everyone's mind.
We don't know for certain whether Claude's alive or dead. Maybe he's all right. I wish I could make sure somehow, but it doesn't seem possible now.
Hey, Cyril.
Let's see. Guess what I noticed? I can see further than most other people can see.
These are amazing.
But I can't figure the point of seeing further than an arrow can fly, since I can't shoot what I see. I suppose I could see a whole horde of enemies coming and run away. That's kind of useful, at least. Thanks, Professor. I think I get it now. I'm gonna put my eyes to real good use.
I mean, it's not just for you, though. You can help all of us.
Really?
Yes, really. Why are you so surprised?
I've heard that Gilbert, who used to serve in the Knights of Seros, fell at Gronder. Apparently, he was originally a knight of the kingdom, and now he shared Prince Dimitri's fate. Gilbert was an exceptional knight. It's an unspeakable shame.
It certainly is. No one celebrates his loss.
Did you give the ridiculous order to prepare Imperial armor for every one of our troops?
I've reached out through all of my channels, but there are limits to these things. I'll have to recruit an entire town's worth of people if I ever plan on making enough.
Sorry?
I like this idea of yours, dressing as Imperial soldiers so they'll let us in. But don't you wish there was one more twist in the plan?
Maybe there is.
Come on, Professor. Think. How could we add another wrinkle, Setit's dressed as a woman. I don't understand what the point of
I mean, it's better than you as an emperor.
On second thought, let's just stick to the plan as originally conceived. That seems safer.
That was stupid. I'm so, like, dismissive. I'm like, I'm not going to have her try and be Edelgard. Even Edelgard is on bed rest because she just got wounded.
Each step closer to Enbar, I'm reminded of another part of my past. Riches and poverty, glory and failure. That city has it all. And if I'm honest, sometimes I miss it. That's how the past works, though, isn't it? It's always a different story than what you really live.
I forget who said it, but someone did say the past is an undiscovered country.
Fort Mercius is the Empire's single most fortified military installation. Utterly impregnable, they say.
Oh, I'll knock it up.
I wonder, do you happen to know the nickname?
I
given
do!
to Fort
The
Mercius?
Grumpy Old General or something.
Indeed, a very good answer. But of course, you'd know that. Seems Fodlands give everyone and everything a nickname. Why, you were called the Ashen Demon. Myself, I have been called the Father of Crestology, which is a nickname as well as a title.
Everyone should have
I
nicknames.
suppose.
They're good for you. Oh, stop whining.
The battle at Gronder Field certainly took an unexpected turn, did it not?
I mean, we didn't expect the battle to happen at all, so every turn was unexpected.
Let us press on, so as not to waste the opportunity.
Fort Mercius is a keep that was constructed to defend the imperial capital, Enbar. We cannot enter the capital without first capturing that fort. But once we have it, the city should be almost entirely at our mercy.
I will make the necessary preparations. Be ready.
I'm always ready. Alright, and we lastly have to go down to the Abyss, because we have not actually talked to them yet. That is not the way out. That is the way out, but not the way to the Abyss. The Abyss is not that big. I don't know why it takes this long to load. I feel like it shouldn't. I was over there cheering. Come on! You can do it! You can do it! Stay positive. You can do it! Superior tactics.
Hey, you, listen up. I've got something to report.
Awesome.
Lots of things happen down here. Lots of reports need to be reported. And for all reportable things, I'm your guy.
I feel like you've said that to me before.
You know, House Albrecht also took part in the Battle of Gronder. That's where my little bro is, of course. Yeah, he's very different from me. Smart one, but just about worthless in a fight. I really hope he's okay.
I do too. Hello, why aren't you friends with your friends?
If the Empire rallies its forces and attacks Garreg Mach, I'm not so sure Abyss will be okay. If we're not careful, it'll end up buried in rubble.
I mean, Garreg Mach will also be buried in rubble.
Ever the valiant one. But nobody ever knows how a war will turn out. That's part of the deal, you know. Maybe I'm being paranoid. But I want to ensure there's still a refuge for people to escape to.
Alright, I haven't seen
Always fun, I
Constance.
guess. Bandits and nobles clashing over territory, things like that. So before the war, when folks talked about how peaceful everything was, I thought, what continent are you living on? I get it now. A few isolated skirmishes here and there are nothing compared to a full-blown
Oh yeah,
war.
there's a world difference.
The one truly peaceful place I've known was the village where I grew up.
You threw it away. Okay, so Constance is very far in.
That's so.
It's not that I don't sympathize with Lady Edelgard's goals, mind you. But perhaps not to the point of shedding blood for her ideals.
Well, I would hope not.
Of course, but I've gone down a different road. Peace in Fodlan and a restored House Nouvelle shall be my
dang it.
guiding star as I blaze my own trail.
Alright. And with that, I will go ahead and end this episode. I will see you next week, actually, for the end, battle of the chapter. Look forward to it, as always.
Thank you.